welcome to Blow Harvest Toys, and welcome to another one of my quick history videos. This time we're going to be talking about Jurassic Park. One of the most outstanding adventure films of the 1990s and possibly of all time has to be Jurassic Park. Directed by Steven Spielberg and based on the novel by Michael Crichton, Jurassic Park was one of the first films to make extensive use of CGI. The concept behind Jurassic Park was the scientists from bioengineering company InGen had discovered dinosaur DNA in mosquitoes that had been trapped in prehistoric amber. That DNA was then used to clone various types of dinosaurs, and they were raised on a Caribbean island to be exhibits at a safari park type of attraction. Unfortunately, due to a combination of freak storm and industrial espionage by a rogue employee, the electric fences were turned off and the dinosaurs were able to run amok on the island. Now, there were several die-cast models based on that film, although possibly not the ones you would expect. Rather than the modelling of the Jeep Wranglers or the Ford Explorer tow vehicles, which were prominently seen in the film, Kenner instead produced a range of die-cast model dinosaurs. There were 7 twin packs produced, making a total of 14 dinosaurs to collect. The models were about 5 cm long and were mounted on stands. They were nicely detailed castings and were beautifully painted. In effect, they were more like ornaments than toys. The figures were not to scale, just to fit in pack sizes. Several of the dinosaurs were featured prominently in the first movie, although others were not seen in it, probably just there to pad out the range. In 1997, a sequel was again directed by Spielberg and loosely based on the follow-up novel by Michael Crichton. John Hammond, disposed as chief of InGen after the Jurassic Park scandal, sent Ian Malcolm to neighbouring island Isla, where the dinosaurs for Jurassic Park were bred, to see if they are prospering and get documentary proof. He's accompanied by a small team, and upon arrival they discover that the new head of InGen, Hammond's nephew, Peter Ludrow, Alice Howard, has arranged big game hunting expeditions on the island, led by the ruthless mercenary Roland Tembo, Pete Postlethwaite. Once again, chaos quickly ensues. The toy franchise of The Lost World went to Matchbox, which at the time was owned by Tyco Toys. This time the range consisted of die-cast vehicles packaged with metal, human and dinosaur figures. There were 8 items in the range, 6 regular sized vehicles and 2 larger Rage rigs. Of the 6 smaller items, only one was a new casting, the rest were modified versions of models in the 1 to 75 range. Only one of the models was accurate to the film, one was similar but inaccurate, and the rest were just cobbled together from existing castings. However, the dinosaur figures were very well made and painted. They were actually better than the Kenner figures and were to a constant scale. The human figures were about 0-0 scale and were extremely well finished considering the small scale. Most of the figures were featured in more than one set. The Mercedes 4x4 was an all-new casting and was based on the armoured Mercedes M-Class vehicles used by Ian Malcolm's team. It was reasonably accurate and painted in the correct 2-tone green camouflage pattern, but for some reason it had a turret on the roof and 2 swing-out arms, which the rear vehicles did not. Included was a model of the Pachycephalosaurus, a small dinosaur with a thick bony head, and a figure of Eddie Carr. The Humvee model was loosely based on a vehicle used by the hunting party in the movie. It was a Hummer with a large capture mechanism mounted on the front, although the real vehicle was a Humvee pickup rather than the closed version modelled. It was painted olive drab with InGen symbols, and like the rest of the range, a non-prototypical movie logo printed on top. It was packaged with a figure of Roland Tembo and a Velociraptor in beige and brown with black stripes. The Hook truck didn't resemble anything seen in the film. This was based on a Chevrolet tow truck, but with a modified rear crane. The twin hooks were supposedly for catching and carrying the enclosed Raptor. The truck was painted olive green with InGen logos, and a silver grey plastic crane. Also included was a figure of Dieter Stark, one of the hunting party. The chopper model was based on a mission helicopter, a military style chopper in the Matchbox line. There were plenty of helicopters in the Lost World, but they were transport rather than assault types. The model was painted all black and had amber windows. Included was a grey plastic clip-on attachment that added machine guns, rocket launchers and a large grappling claw. It came with a figure with a crested dinosaur, Parasaurolophus, in orange and brown stripes, and another Eddie car figure. The rescue truck was based on a Unimog snowplow. This model had the rear canopy replaced, with a high-sided enclosure and working winch. The rope was attached to a yoke and clipped around the neck of the baby Stegosaurus and could drag him up the ramp and into the cargo area. A figure of a heavily armed Nick Van Owen was also included. The skip truck, although based on a Ford cargo skip truck, this model really should have been called the cage truck, as the skip had been replaced with an orange plastic cage. The hydraulic arms were longer to support the tall cage, which was intended to be lowered onto a terrifying looking baby T-Rex figurine. A figure of Ian Malcolm carrying another baby dinosaur was also in the set. All the models are now out of production, but they do turn up often in toy fairs and on the internet for affordable prices, so it's possible to build your own Jurassic Park with a range of vehicles and dinosaurs. It'll be interesting to see if the current film in the series inspires any new models. So there you are, a bit of dinosaur action there. I did kind of butcher a couple of those names, and I do. Don't put in the comments, please. What I would like you to put in the comments is what you would like to hear about next, so please let me know. Once again, thank you for watching. Please thumb up the video and subscribe if you're new. But until the next video, may the toys be with you.